everybody. My name is Vita Harris, and I am the Global Chief Strategy Officer at FCB. And I've been at the company now for, well, I'm not going to tell you because let's just say it's been a really long time. And I am so happy to be here today with Tina Allen, who is pretty new to FCB. So Tina, would you like to say a few words?
Thanks, Vita. Yes, new to FCB, 6 months in this newly created role. I'm a global partner here at FCB, partner to Vita and to Susan in creative. And I lead data science and connections across the team. So super happy to be here with Vita and talk to you all today.
So Tina, I've heard the story before about what brought you to FCB, but I would love for you to share that with everyone who's watching today, because it's such a great story. And it also makes me really proud when I hear it.
I have to admit, sometimes in your life, you feel like you're at the right place at the right time. And I do feel it's a super special moment to be here at FCB. I always joke that I've been admiring and sharing the work and progress of FCB long before I came here. And I think it's a unique opportunity where Carter and you all at the global team put together this role that allows us to connect data one-to-one at the CRM level, the brand at the brand level, and then media globally. And that's super interesting because even within your brand bedrock, creativity fueled by data and tech, the customer is connected that way. So I just thought it was an amazing opportunity to leverage my history of 20 plus or so years of CRM and brand work and media and data and bring it all together. And then I do think the superpower here is, as I get ecstatic all the time and describe what you do every day when you come to work, I get to partner with two brilliant women. And that's so special. Strategy and creative and data. I like to say we're like the three legs of the stool together, and going in to solve problems and work together. And I don't think you get to see that very often, not today and not in this world. So like I said, right place, right time, and super excited to feed off all of the superpowers that you all have.
And I agree with you. I think it's a rare combination not really a combination, but it's rare to see three women leading these roles in one company. And so that gets me really excited because I feel we have an opportunity to pave new paths and also leave a legacy for this company, but also for our industry. I have to say, I was really excited to see you come on board because when I joined this company many years ago, I joined the draft side of the agency. And at that point in time, there really wasn't a formal role for planning in performance-based agencies in, the kind of company that Draft was, which is why they brought me on board, because there was this really interesting sort of combination that goes back to where our bedrock is now, right? Of bringing together brand and bringing together more of the data side of things and the performance side of things. And I think back then it was a belief that these two things were separate worlds and that they didn't coexist, or you couldn't do both at the same time. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about the idea of unbiasing data and humanizing data, because I do believe very strongly in that. And I think that that is the only way we as marketers will be successful in delivering against a diverse mass market.
And I love that you said that, Vita, because in our sort of charge forward, diverse mass is the way forward, right? And I think when we start at the beginning of any assignment, project, no matter if it's new or different or groundbreaking, technology or brands right now, the first thing we have to do, I believe, is be inclusive and open. And I say this to clients all the time. It does us no good if we're all in our own little silos examining from our world, from where we came from, only what we have. So the humanizing the data and the unbiasing the data at the very beginning brings everyone together: the client, the business, the product teams, the media teams, our teams. And even as we go through what we have, both in culture, both in competitive, both in the history of the brand, and then we get into understanding trends to look forward.
I'd love for you to, just talk a little bit about what you're bringing to help us be more upstream inclusive in our approach to marketing.
Well, first, I have to compliment you, Vita, because what you bring is the pace. And you, as a strategy lead and leading all of our teams globally, it's not just to get to the brief. You're in the work and you run along the team the entire way. And I love this sort of predictive of what's going to happen next. I think where we started in the beginning and we sort of met and held hands and got so excited about the way forward it's exactly what is happening today in culture. And it is exactly what is needed to happen when you put the consumer at the center. So we take that all in. And I like to say to people, it's going to get messy. We're going to get uncomfortable. We like to say, we like to challenge each other, and that's okay. And I think that's so important that, we're going along this journey together, and it goes back to that partnership that we're in it. Because if we're not sitting here interrogating, questioning, and pushing each other, and offering observations from both the data we have, the data that's inferred, or digital behaviors, and having that discussion and having the openness with the team to do that, we're not going to be able to move forward. So I think part of it is, yes, we've got a lot of structure and process. I'm going to be honest, anyone who tells anyone that this is all figured out, I don't think we're there yet. I don't think many people are. And I think that's okay.
The environment at FCB has always been one of inclusiveness. And also, Carter has been so supportive and I would say active, not just supportive, but actively looking at how to be more inclusive, including, women. And so you pointed out when we were talking yesterday how special it is to actually have 3 women in these roles, or 3 women in these various roles, leading and guiding the company and working hand in hand with the CEO. And I think it's really special. I had the pleasure of working with Susan before you joined. And then when you joined, it just kind of expanded all of that. But I must admit that in some ways I had not quite seen it until I really saw it through your eyes when we were talking just yesterday.
As a new, very different type of person with a very different skill set in a creative agency, I think that it's scary to walk in the door. And I think FCB's Brave Together is so critical and so important and so living the mantra of why I'm here. Susan in a room brainstorming and thinking about ideas and solving problems. Susan, you, Vita, myself, everyone makes each other better. It's so supportive. It's so welcoming. And I think when you're in that environment of welcome and trust, you become fearless and you hold hands together, and we're doing things that have never been done before. And that's what makes it super exciting. And super proud. I love showing up for work every day. And if you wake up every day and you don't love doing what you're doing, it's too short, but I love it. I get excited to partner with you and Susan. I say to people, like, it's a job, but it's like the best. So I think you have to think about that when you're where you are. And if you're not doing that, you're missing out, because it really is special.
Yeah, I think too, what the culture of Never Finished and Brave Together actually allows is for people to be vulnerable. And I think in those moments of vulnerability, you have your best ideas because you're not afraid. You know, you're pretty bold, you're pretty fearless about bringing that vulnerability out, putting things out, you know, on the table that you don't know if they're going to be right or wrong, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you're working with people um, whom you trust, right? You're working in a spirit of being brave together. And in those moments of vulnerability, you actually can bring forth, you know, the best ideas and the generosity of others towards you to help you cultivate that idea, or the idea becomes the idea of us all, right? And it's that cultivation that I think allows for never finish to occur.
And
Um,
Susan, I totally agree. Susan likes to say, like, we have to get, let's just get lucky more often.
right.
It's such in a positive light of throw it out there on the table and work together. And, creativity comes from everyone here. It's not just the department. Vita, I know you are very active in mentoring young women, and I think it's so important. What could you tell us about what you see and sort of mentoring today, or, you know,
Yeah,
your
I think,
experience?
you know, over the course of my journey, the way that I've thought about mentoring has changed a lot. You know, I was always so blessed to have really strong role models, as well as those who did take the time to mentor me. But as I have progressed through my career and I've been in this industry a really long time, what has changed for me in my thinking about mentoring is really the necessity that I see, as well as the importance that I see in having roles reversed, right? So younger people are coming into this industry and I feel like they already have an advantage that I didn't have, which is they're coming in with a knowledge base that many people who are in leadership roles or more senior roles or who are more established in their careers don't actually have, because they've grown up, you know, digital. They've grown up in social. This is second nature to them, and it's not really necessarily second nature to me. And so I think they come in with a leg up. And when I think back to my start in this industry, I didn't really have a leg up on much, right? I came in, I was green, I was here to really learn, but I feel like young people today come into this industry and they come in as teachers, and or at least they come in really as those who are modeling the behavior that we're actually trying to embrace, understand, and use in our marketing and advertising efforts. So for me, the big thing is that I have a lot of really, you know, much younger people mentoring me. And I need that. You know, I can't really see how I can survive this industry without that. So I was just curious if there are words that you can, or stories you can bring about to encourage young women in this industry to be to, you know, STEM, techie, data, like really just go for it, because there is it's a myth that women should not be doing this, or women cannot do this, or not that many women do it. I mean, you're a living, breathing example of that kind of you're just a living, breathing example,
I
inspiration.
I don't think anyone comes out and says, especially to young women, girls, older women, um, you can be the next leader in data and tech to bring us to the future. I mean, that conversation just doesn't happen. I think the second thing is we have to realize that this role in this moment was created. And I'm fortunate enough to say that it was created for me by all of you who believed in this. So no one should think that their job description has already been written. I would say write your own job description. And then also, it was so easy for me because I had a wonderful sponsor who mentored me. And she was magical the way she transformed data into stories. She told stories. And in telling stories, she brought everyone along. And I realized that she rested with a smile. She was always open. And she was sort of fearless because she said, this has never been done before, and this is what's happening. But she would bring the whole room along in talking about people. And I thought, imagine if we could take the complexity out of data and technology and give life to it through human storytelling and make it simple for everyone to understand. How easy and how powerful it is that we can inspire that creativity, that strategy, all of that insights for everyone. I hope you're all out there thinking about not only what you want to be or the job description you want to make or the new role you want to do, but how you're inspiring everyone else who's watching you. Because I think about that all the time. I don't think I would be here today if it wasn't for her. And that's exciting. And there is plenty of job opportunities in this space.
Well, we're looking forward to all that you have to bring in, especially again, just going back to this notion of bringing or humanizing, bringing humanity into the data and into the tech. I just think that is so critical and so necessary. So thank you for bringing that, Tina.
And thank you, Vita.